you don't have to waste your time going through comments and reviews wondering if this is the place for you. Just hear it from my experience and decide whether this is the place for you or not. I'm really excited about this. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a rest tour for you guys. And this is one of the best residences I have stayed in. And I'm not just saying that, I really do mean it. And I hope you find this helpful. So let's get into it. Hatfield Studios is one of those residences that are pretty high up there in price, but I will say that it's like literally so close to campus. You cross the road and you're there, and I think that's why it's so high up in price. But compared to other rests where you would pay more and get way less, I think you definitely do get value for money. You do get bang for your buck. Looking over the reviews was also one of the reasons why I was kind of scared to stay here, and a common complaint I saw in the reviews was how unfriendly the staff was, and I was really worried about that going in, so I was kind of preparing myself. But in my opinion and my experience, I would say that they're not as bad as described in the reviews, but that's just my personal experience. They do get a bit shady sometimes, a bit snarky, I would say, but they keep it very professional. Like, they're very cute with it. There was never a time where I felt like, oh my gosh, that was so offensive, you know? They do not cross the line. And I will say that the security over there is so friendly. The security is so helpful. They're literally like the nicest people that I have interacted with. As you enter, you're greeted by stunning views. This is their seating area. They even have a kiosk and a restaurant and a really beautiful sitting area outside for your guests if they're waiting for you or if you've ordered something at the restaurant. They have this very beautiful stairwell, and that's one of the things I hated about this residence, because both entrances have those stairwells, and unless you have a car where you can just directly go through the elevator up to your room, you're gonna have to carry your food, your groceries, and whatever heavy stuff you have up those stairs. There is no other way. It's not a nice experience. It's good exercise, but not a nice experience. I love that they have a lot of leisure spots, and you can never run out of places to hang out. Like, they have a lot of places to hang out. The gym here is functional, but very tiny. If you're wondering if you are really into exercise, that might be a problem. But it's never full, so you might get a spot. They have a lot of communal kitchens, computer labs, study areas. There's a lot you can do here. I really love the design of this place. It's really pleasing to the eye and it's pretty comforting. I would say that it really feels nice coming to a place like this when you've had a bad day and you just want to relax, and you just walk in and you're greeted by these beautiful views, all the colors, and it looks really nice. It does. It looks very aesthetic. They do have 4 blocks, blocks A, B, C, and D. Blocks A to C are the normal blocks. Block D is the premium block. You do pay a bit more with block D, but there is more benefits to it. Blocks A to C, here's what you get. I've included a price list and what comes with the unit. You do get a certain amount of electricity loaded at the beginning of every month. This applies for all blocks. And if you run out, you will have to pay out of pocket. But the nice thing is they will not cut off your electricity, or at least they didn't in my case, but they will send you a notification to tell you to pay up. With blocks A to C, you get a limited number of laundry tokens at the beginning of every month, and if you run out, you definitely have to pay out of pocket. And D block is my favorite because that's where I stayed, and you get a bigger room, better appliances. It's just better overall. Also get a lot of private study rooms, private conference rooms, cinemas, private communal kitchen. You know, there's a lot of perks to staying at D block. You also have a rooftop. There's a lot. If you're staying at D, you will get an access card, and this is to keep everybody else who's not from D block out. But if you do forget it, you might get locked out as well at the most inconvenient times. I've been locked out a couple of times because I forgot my card, and you know, it happens when you're late, or it's never at the most convenient times. So always have your card with you. The elevators here are so fast when both are working, but when one is down, it's a problem. It's so slow. You will wait and wait and wait and wait. The laundry areas are usually full during the afternoon and at night, so I would suggest that you go like in the early AMs. It's never full, or it was never full when I stayed there. You do get a conference room with the D block, and you can film your presentations here, or you can just study here. And the cinema is always like so quiet. It's never full, and the chairs are so comfortable. I made everybody sit on those chairs, okay? The rooftop is never full, and it always looks so beautiful, and they have really big bathrooms, and the bathrooms are really nice lighting. If you're wondering, you can have a braai here with your friends or just chill. But they do have a curfew for the rooftop. I think they close it around 11 at night, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna need you to pay attention in the next clip. Did you hear that? Get used to it, because there were so many false alarms when I was staying here. I don't know if they fixed this. I hope they did, because it was pretty alarming and it was pretty concerning that there was so many false alarms. Sometimes you wouldn't even know whether to. I would always suggest, obviously, get out of the room just for your safety. But sometimes you're in the middle of the shower and you don't know, is this a real fire? Is this a false alarm? It was pretty confusing. And I think we had 2 fire drills, which that was good. I really enjoyed that. It wasn't enjoyable, but I appreciated it. I have for you today, guys. If you want to add anything, if you want to correct me on something, definitely do add it in the comments. If you have any suggestions, definitely do add it in the comments. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.